Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Shiri Pasternak. I'm assistant professor at Trent University in the School for the Study of Canada. Just want to make a quick statement on behalf of over 30 individuals who came from 15 organizations from around Ontario, Quebec. We also have delegates, international delegates from New York City who came from Standing Rock support groups. We just want to say that we stand behind Barriere Lake in their call and demand for the immediate end to third-party management in their community. One of the things that we learned on the delegation was not just about this kind of bureaucratic nightmare that they're trapped in, but the real effects that people are feeling in the community on a day-to-day basis. We heard about a man whose house burnt down, who's living in the basement of that burnt-out house with his family because no new housing has been built. We heard about students who were at college who didn't have enough money to eat because the community couldn't control the disbursement of funds. We heard about the apprehension of youth because a pretense for removing children from homes is the inadequate provision of services which the community cannot provide because they're under third-party management. People were shocked, aghast. There were people in tears. And so we're here to say that we stand behind Barriere Lake and that we intend to mobilize the full extent and energy of our organizations in order to support them in their demands to end third-party management immediately. Thank you very much.
I have a lot of questions, and I obviously have just very few minutes, so if we can keep the answers really, really quick, and I obviously have to share it with here too. You're in court right now. I take it you took the third-party manager to court to get out of third-party management. Is that what this is all about?
Yes.
And you're in mediation. When did you start mediation?
January 27, 2000. This year.
So like just 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And I've seen how much you paid the third-party manager for 2 years ago. What was the most recent? Did you say it was over $500,000 the most recent, or?
The last time I looked at the audit statements back in 2008, I had a question on regards to what we were paying for TPM, and it was in the amount of $680,000.
Are you able to see your books now? The last time I talked to you, Chief Rat, you did. I was in Gloria with the Globe and Mail, and we talked about. Are you able to see your books now, or is this third-party manager keeping them from you as well?
Yes. What happens every time is that they do not show us the financial draft audited statement, so we don't have an input on what is the final audited statement. That'll be shown to us in October or November every year. So they do what they want with the financial statements.
Okay, and finally, is this third-party manager making any kind of effort to teach you guys how to run your books or to get you out of it?
Simple answer, no.
You're just hanging around. Okay.
It's all yours.
That's good. Charlie, we're talking about Algonquins and Barriere Lake right now, and we have had a scant mention, I believe, of Mr. Krupe. Are you aware of, is this a problem across third-party managers across Canada, or is this a simple problem that's kind of focused on, was it Casablanca or whatever the other one was, and Algonquin?
No, I mean, the Auditor General has raised serious flags about the use of third-party managers. We have communities that went into debt, were put into third-party management, and seem to be worse in debt after many years. This is a broken system, but I think the fundamental problem with it is the idea that the department can take complete control away from a community, divert their funds, not build any houses, and not be accountable to the people of the community. That would be impossible to imagine if it was a white community. So it speaks, I think, to the failure of Indian Affairs. There's certainly issues of corruption. There's issues of why such large fees are given without any obligation for third-party managers to have an end date. If a third-party manager is being paid that much money, they clearly should have a plan to have that community out of debt and build the capacity if there's a need for financial capacity, but that doesn't seem to be happening. So the Auditor General's flagged it. I think Carolyn Bennett's been very well aware of the issues of third-party managers. So why is it continuing in Barriere Lake year after year when, again, we have people living in horrific housing conditions, and none of that money that could have gone to building houses has gone there. It's gone to the third-party manager.
Chief, I see that basically you're paying this third-party manager about $8,000 a week. I take it you have multiple people into your community every day for that price working for this guy.
Actually, we only for TPM they only show up once or twice every 2 months. We do have somebody that does come on behalf of TPM, but they have no decision making whatsoever on the financial situation of our community.
How many people do you think are working every day for that money?
Oh, I don't know.
Is it multiple? One guy? Is it? Do you think they work every day for you?
I have no idea.
I take it that
Maybe just to add on that, I know that, we've been trying to actually trying to understand how much hours does TPM put in the different programs to be able to take that much money out into our from our program. So I think there has to be some kind of a logbook to make sure that everything is that there's accountability and there's transparency as well. So there's a big lack of transparency on third-party management's fault as well.
so you have no idea how much work they're actually doing on your behalf for that money. It's just like it's a blank. I take it you were up there yesterday. Is this what you were with the delegation that arrived yesterday?
I was part of a delegation of 30 people who traveled to Barriere Lake yesterday, a human rights delegation.
Okay. And invited by the community.
We were invited by the community, yes. We have a statement that we can send to you that the delegation put together reacting to and reflecting on what we learned there.
And when was the last time you went to the federal government? We've got a government that is, First Nations friendly. So when was the last time you went to this government, the Liberal government, and said, "Get us out of here"? Has this government said anything?
They've always thrown the policy on the default policy on the third-party management system and how to get out. So we are trying to go with the policy at the moment, but there's problems with the policy because they want us to sign off on the financial audit statements, of which we have, like I said, have never seen in the past. So we don't know what they've been doing, where they're deferring the money to, what are they been paying off. We have no idea what surpluses went back, what deficit situation we were in last year or the year before. So
the government is still asking you to sign off on statements that you've never seen.
exactly, and my council has refused to sign off on those statements.
Are you still in deficit? Or are you still in debt?
Oh, we have not even seen.
Yeah.
I don't know. So.
Just another day with Indian Affairs, eh, Gloria? Thank you very much. Thank you.